Have a seat and make yourselves uncomfortable. I was on social media the other day and I saw a post by a young black lady. She was wearing scrubs, and on her shirt in huge letters, it said, "Surgery Resident." I read the caption and it said something like, maybe if I wear the words on my chest, then this time the nurses in the OR won't call security on me when I enter the operating room to do my job. That's uncomfortable. It reminded me of a similar experience I had when I was a resident. I too was wearing scrubs. I was post-call. I had been working in the neonatal ICU all night. The next morning, I attended the physician's meeting, grand rounds, and I went to the table to have breakfast. A secretary rushed over to me to let me know that I was not allowed to eat at that table. She said that that table was reserved for physicians only. I was wearing my physician's ID badge and I was wearing blue scrubs like all the other post-call residents. I guess she couldn't see my blue scrubs for my black face. That was uncomfortable. Blacks were taken from their native land over 400 years ago and brought to this country. They survived the most impossible, inhumane conditions on the treacherous passage to America. They were brutalized, starved, forced to travel in their own excrement in the midst of rotting, enslaved corpses. That was uncomfortable. Once blacks arrived to this country, they literally built it. They maintained the land. They harvested the cash crops. They even built the White House without so much as a thank you. This is our history in America. And yes, to talk about it is uncomfortable. And now, with the recent murder of the unarmed black man, Mr. George Floyd, in the hands of 4 policemen, for the first time, people all over the world are starting to realize that in many ways, America's past is America's present. That's uncomfortable. Even leaders like General Mark Milley, Senator Mitt Romney, quarterback Drew Brees, the NFL commissioner Roger Goodell have now publicly acknowledged that the America that they experience as white men is quite different from the America experienced by blacks. Roger Goodell even gave a public apology. He apologized on behalf of the NFL for the way they have treated NFL players who have peacefully protested racist violence in America. He apologized. I know that was uncomfortable. And then other organizations like the U.S. Soccer Federation and NASCAR, their eyes are starting to open. The NFL, football, one of America's favorite pastimes. The majority of NFL players are black. You have a football field full of black workers, but there are no black majority owners. Why is that? Be careful. The answer to that question might be uncomfortable. Why is it that the typical black family in America has only 1/10 of the wealth of the typical white family? Why is it that the average college-educated black person makes less money than the average white person who does not have a high school diploma? Why is it that blacks in America have less access to health care? The answers to all of these questions are uncomfortable, but if you believe in this country like I do, if you believe in the words in the Constitution, if you believe that there should be liberty and justice for all, if you believe that there should be equal protection under the law, if you believe that I, a black mother, should not have to explain to my children why I have been pulled over in my own neighborhood by policemen just so they could ask whose car I'm driving or where I'm going, if you believe that my cousin should not have had to bury her unarmed black son who was killed by a white man in the South. If you believe that there should be justice, equality, equal opportunity, and true freedom in America, then we must talk about race. Talk about it with your Black friends. Talk about it with your coworkers of color. Have a discussion with people from other countries. Talk about race with your family members. Have an honest conversation about race with yourself. Oh, these discussions will not be comfortable. No, talking about race, unconscious bias, systemic racism, it's uncomfortable. But if we are going to make this world a better place for generations to come, we must do it. So I challenge you. Come on in, kick off your shoes, light a candle, let's talk, have a seat, and make yourselves uncomfortable.